All right. I would like to welcome you all to the next season of the Raiders Rambles. I am Joel, your chief host of the show, and with me is my co-host Noble.
Good morning, and I should have a barbecue today with a piece of steel.
Steel.
Well, no, technically it's so hot outside that if I just left a piece of steel out in the sun for about an hour, it'd be hot enough to cook an egg
Oh yeah, for sure,
Literally.
for
or
sure.
a steak.
Real.
But I can't do that today because it's been bucketing for a whole week up here in the mainland.
Yeah.
So not fun. Oh well, I guess that's what it is though. Well, to round out the panel, we have Azzy.
What's up, everybody? I hope everyone's doing good. And
That's good to hear. And
yeah,
also with us today we have Gil.
Hey, everybody. I'll always love to be in this show here. And today specifically, I got a bone to pick with a southern part of a famous state.
oh yeah,
Mm-hmm.
oh
Give it some
Just
time.
make sure there are no battles going on there at this point.
yeah, no
I
bad.
mean, they can't even keep a battle up with fire, if you know what I mean.
I was making a movie reference.
Oh well. So, well, now that we're back, ready to take the airwaves again. How was your how would the breaks been for you throughout Christmas and New Year's? Now,
I can say that that was good. That was all right. Could have been better, but given the way how the year started, I suppose it was a bit of a good thing. I mean that it was okay-ish because, well, oh boy.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's been all right. Not great, but all right. But except New Year's Eve and day, like those were great because I hung out with friends and stuff. So, but
and yeah,
but
Oh yeah.
but Christmas, the only good thing that I got is another PS4.
Hey, hey.
hey,
PS4 finished finished GTA 5 in 2 weeks, and now now I'm on Infinity Warfare on Call of Duty.
Hey, that's pretty good.
hey, getting a
But
PS4
yeah.
is a pretty good thing. To
Oh
start
yeah.
with.
But the thing
Mhm.
is that for a lot of people, New Year's and even Christmas can be well a very very depressing, lonely time of the year.
Well, it all manifests in different ways. Though for me, it
Agreed.
was just it was just painful, and I basically worked through most of my Christmas and New Year's because of the chaos that happened at my work and stuff. But I did get to get a couple of good stuff, just the essentials. Because
Nice.
really, like when you really think about it, you just gotta appreciate the little things and you don't really need that much to be happy. When it all just boils down to.
Besides, I mean, although one interesting thing I did learn about
Mhm.
Christmas is, well, side note, if anybody's a fan of Frank Sinatra, there's a song he wrote in 1943, called "I'll Be Home for Christmas," which was actually directed towards the soldiers in, well, World War II that couldn't be home for Christmas, which
Mhm.
is, pretty depressing. Come to think about it.
Yeah, and definitely, like I know there are people who will have to miss out on the seeing their family, loved ones, and all that for Christmas. Completely understand their.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I know could be worse, could be better. But I guess all things considered, I'm still really content with what few things I got for it. So not all is bad.
Agreed. Could be worse, right?
Could be worse, as with all things.
I get to work on projects during the break, which was pretty good.
Oh,
Hey,
that's good.
And I'm still trying to complete the last one, which I'm banging my head into a door for some reason with.
Wow.
such is
Okay.
life.
Mm-hmm. So, without any further ado, well, I hope you all had, to our viewers as well, I hope you also did have a nice past Christmas and New Year's. But now it is time to kick the show into gear and say that things are really fire. To say
Oh,
the least.
Jesus
Oh, yeah.
Christ. Yeah. So, for anyone who who hasn't seen yet, so California, Los Angeles, they start off the year by turning Los Angeles into Las Cinzas or Los Ashes.
So I'm curious. I have seen the news advertising this, but what kicked off the fires this year?
Good
Right.
question. What really caused the
Good
fires?
question.
I mean,
Uh,
I've heard multiple like ideas or people have been blowing up on like social media on conspiracy theories behind it or something like that, and it's. I mean, some say it's arson. A couple people say it's energy weapons. Other people say it was just normal fire. It's just the way.
I mean,
I forget. There was a thing called Ash Wednesday or Black Friday. I forget
oh,
which one it was. It was about 2008 or 2009 here in Australia. And it started because a certain political party decided that the idea of going through and pre-burning all the fuel that's lying around in the bush area would be a bad idea. We don't need to burn the trees down. We don't need to set fire to the forest. Yeah, basically a shit ton of people died. Houses were destroyed, all because backburning was considered to be a non-issue. Yeah, since then the decision's been reversed, but
Well,
well, the
so
damage
my
is done.
curiosity is whether or not any kind of fuel reduction burns have been taken place in the LA area, and if the people in charge have decided that such things are, not necessary. Well, you're just reaping what you sowed.
But then again, I mean, the damage is done, right?
yeah.
Oh no,
Right.
it's going to go on for a while still.
I mean, it's not just that, but you've also, like, if you have looked at the magnitude of the fires, you've got, like, I mean, yes, the coastal towns are also burning. You've got friggin' Malibu
Oh
and
my
all that
God.
Pacific Drive have been basically reduced to ash. You got suburbs that have been burnt down as well, and most
Yeah.
importantly, the thing that we were all kind of just a bit, you can say whatever you want, like you could feel ecstatic, horrified, whatever. Hollywood is being blazing.
I
But
mean,
Hollywood's been burning for the last couple of years. How's that, news?
No,
now
but it's not just that, but this is a literal fire.
Yeah.
here's the thing about Hollywood. So Hollywood be also the types of people that would also say, "Ooh, hail Satan!" But until Satan summons, then nobody says wants him around anymore.
No, the thing is that how many people in Hollywood drive electrical vehicles?
Good point.
Oh yeah.
And
That's a
what's going
good
to
point.
happen if they can't charge their vehicles up?
Or cool it
Whoa!
down.
See, the thing with petrol is that if you were to take a truck out to some place, you could, with a bit of a jerry rig, turn around and fuel up cars quite quickly and people could be off. But electric vehicles, it's like, how long does it take for them to charge up?
Hours. There is no such thing as
Right.
fast charging just yet because, like, and
Or
even
smart.
Even
then,
with fast charging, it takes a lot less time to fuel up a, liquid vehicle versus electric.
Oh yeah. Besides, I mean, you can't even swap out the battery and well call it a day, right? With as carrying spare batteries. Now
yes,
that would
but
have been cool, but that ain't gonna happen anytime soon.
I
Well, the
think the
cars,
real ramification is like how many lives do you think will be lost if everybody tried to evacuate with their EVs and suddenly bam you got the battery problem.
Imagine, imagine if the car like leaked or some shit, and then if an electric car like had accidentally had like a plug-in like left over when somebody's driving out, and then the fire like catches up and then lets that car in the fire and then just
And
So
and the best part is that lithium, when it catches fire, you cannot put it off.
you can put it out. You just have to wait for the fuel to die off. But the other thing is that in my particular city that I live in, we had a store that burnt down, and investigations discovered that because they upgraded all the computers, so they were drawing more current. So sorry, they went from your regular cash register to computerized terminals, and those things drew a lot more current. What would happen in the building is that every couple of years, they'd get in contractors to put up a new wall, and the staff would throw rubbish behind the wall because, why take it down several flights of stairs and put it in the bin when, there's like this little void. So when the electrical fault kicked off in the original walls, you had all that fuel in the new walls. So the whole building just burnt down. And then it took them a decade to rebuild.
So
my question would be whether or not, now I'm assuming in the Hollywood and the LA area there's a lot of EVs and EV charging stations, whether or not the backbone to the power grid is not capable of taking the load that's been put onto it because of all the cars that are being charged up.
that is a good option. That is a good observation.
Very actually, I have heard a study that apparently that the power grid itself would in order to save, if it was basically being overloaded, in order to save itself, would drain the battery out of your own EV.
That fucking sucks. Oh my god! So
that is a thing to get by, and all things considered. But I think there's a lot more things to go through this with the fires that are blazing in California right now. But to get back into the whole they've had this coming for a long time now, and especially more so Hollywood, because like you could also state like what when you go back to the whole question, what would be the root cause of the fires, and especially if you put Hollywood in context of it, it makes you wonder.
Jolt. Yeah.
Sorry.
I mean, while there is no way to know for sure what really caused all the fires, but we can say for sure, that diversity is helping to spread it because, well, after watching on the news for quite a while, I was amazed to see that 0% of the fire has been contained because the firefighters, diversity. Oh, look at me! I'm a lesbian. I'm a firefighter.
Oh yes. Now here's who is in charge of the chief of the fire department in Los Angeles. All right, fire chief.
Wait, what?
Let's have a read of the biography here.
Oh my god.
Yeah, Kristen M. Crowley is the 19th fire chief of the Los Angeles Fire Department, LAFD. With her wife and children by her side, Chief Crowley took the oath of office on March 25, 2022, becoming the first female and LGBTQ fire chief in the LAFD.
Dude, she looks like Jim Carrey's cousin.
Man, with a face like that?
I'm going back to the stories I saw a couple of years ago where people were basically protesting to stop fire trucks from getting to scenes and saving people's lives.
Wait, what the fuck, really?
Yeah, really. Yeah, this little, I think it was like a 5 or 6 year old boy ended up dying in his parents' car because the fire truck was basically delayed by protesters of the LGBTQIM plus community.
Jesus.
Bro died because of LGBT.
A 6-year-old boy died in a car because people were fucking protesting.
Dude, you know it's sad when the groomers unintentionally kill a child.
Yeah.
Ah, fuck
All
you
I can
know.
say, once this is over, it'll be interesting to pull things apart to see exactly what fucked up.
Oh, dude. People are foamy at the mouth, just waiting to just waiting to pounce on it and then just shred it apart.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And and but yeah, it's uh
Let's just say that California, Los Angeles, is in perfectly capable hands with a fire chief like that, right?
Oh,
Surely they have nothing to worry about.
it's
surely
the
I have
most.
nothing to. Oh, it's still burning, but okay, but it's going out very soon. It's still burning. The houses
Climate
are still
change.
burning.
Hey, Azzy, it's climate change.
Yeah, it's just climate change. It'll be over soon. Yeah, it's
Fuck. I'm a little lightheaded. But hey. Oh my god. The kid just dying because LGBT protesters were protesting firefighters during an emergency, which
No, they were protesting, and the fire truck couldn't get through. So, my question is: anyone else want to poke something at this, or should we move on to another subject?
I
it
think
is the most LA experience ever.
now what
I
I'm bummed about is the access way in now, because I imagine with everybody trying to get out, there goes my way into the United States for the foreseeable future, I guess. Because I can't,
There's
I can't exactly land in Los Angeles,
there's
but
a couple different places, I
well, I mean,
suppose.
I still got options, I mean, I can
Yep,
land in San Francisco, which is not much better, land in Las Vegas. Well, I could
which is
land in
much better.
Dallas actually, which is a lot better. Or I could land in Honolulu and then find another place in the mainland to go direct to.
Agreed. Yeah, agreed.
right. And all I gotta say for that,
Wait,
for
if you were to go to the Hawaii sort of area, wouldn't you end up having to deal with someone a little red?
oh
Oh,
god,
not that takes me back.
Sorry.
That takes me back. Can't
Jesus.
believe you mentioned him though, but oh man, that takes me back. But it can't be all that bad though. No. I mean, sure, I'll get deaf from the hearing of train bells, but that's a problem for future Jolt to deal with.
I mean, it could be worse.
Well, yeah, could be worse though. I don't want to use my ears as an amplifier for that sort of thing. I don't.
And but yeah, what I was about to say is that whole thing and that LA fires thing. I just gotta say that I'm in kind of in mixed feelings. Like, yeah, LA was a shitty ass fucking state full of degenerates, first of all, and I think it got what's coming to them. But at the same time, it's like I feel bad for the people, but like, well, not for the scummy people, but the
Right,
normal
but
people.
for the small everyday people who were in suburbs and suddenly their property goes ablaze and they've
Yeah.
lost everything.
Yeah, Boombox says that Rags lives there. I mean, unfortunately, that was
Yeah,
LA, but in 2025, LA stands for Los Ashes.
No sassy. Yeah.
Los Ashes, boy.
but I think the one thing I do kind of want to highlight that everyone seems to be talking about is that because Hollywood is a den of all that stuff, witchcraft, degeneracy, Satanism
Yeah.
and that.
Yep.
Satanism,
Well,
pedophilia, all that shit.
You could
Wasn't it
argue
just the
that
druggies?
probably
Bohemian
that
Grove
too.
bullshit.
Not to mention, yeah. you would probably arguably say that the fires are basically a much welcome cleansing.
It's divine intervention. It has to
Yeah,
be. It has to be divine intervention.
yeah, like God said, like God saw that shit, and he's like, oh hell, and he's like, oh hell no, I'm gonna strike
That's
it.
enough.
Like,
Yeah, that's enough.
Hmm.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna strike a lightning down to Los Angeles, and just because
Hmm.
it it's like
Yeah.
Sodom and Gomorrah all over again.
True. True.
uh,
True.
for
Yeah,
real.
I was actually sent a meme of that, of that catching fire, and then the text Sodom instead of Hollywood, and it was just perfect.
Boombox. He says, did he
Granted,
have
yeah,
a house in a fire? I mean, no surprise. I mean, don't be too surprised if he did. Don't be too surprised.
there's a lot of significant people that had houses in there and all burnt
Well,
down.
had.
Yeah, the one person
Yeah,
I did really feel for was James Woods. Well,
yeah.
he has a property in California, got damaged, but apparently it was mostly intact. But because James Wood is one of the good guys, then
Indeed.
yeah, I guess there's a silver lining to all this. Maybe if you do right by God, you won't be
Yeah.
you might be spared.
Agree. Yeah.
There's a there's a good there's a good chance that Oprah Winfrey's house was destroyed. One of
Oh
her
no,
houses.
no. Don't be too surprised. Also, don't be too
Oh, yeah.
surprised.
I don't know.
All right, so now that fires are gonna be in and around there, it'll be smoldering, whatever. Let's move to the next item on the show here. Noble, I think you might be the one to lead this one through, as this is your little thing, your little discovery.
As I call it, fake AI. Meta's killing off its own AI-powered Instagram and Facebook profiles. This had me
Oh
a
my god.
little interested. Can you scroll down a little?
Sure thing.
Oh no.
Meta is deleting Facebook and Instagram profiles of AI characters the company created over a year ago after its users rediscovered some of the profiles and engaged in them in conversations screenshots of went viral. The company had first introduced these AI-powered profiles in September 2023, but killed off most of them in summer 2024. However, a few characters remained and generated new interest after Meta executive Corny Harris told the Financial Times the last week that the company had plans to roll out more AI character profiles.
Now,
We
this
accept
remi-
these. Yep, sorry.
Yeah, now this reminds me, sorry to interrupt, but this reminds me of all the things that, when somebody creates an AI and people begin to interact with them, they discover that when you try to push the limits of it, it doesn't usually end well for the AI, and it just it doesn't usually end well for for its programmers and controllers and handlers.
Oh, tell me about it. The thing is about with AI is, for these ones, sure, it should be used mainly, as a, well, what better ways to put it, as a toy. It's not gonna be like the as perfect as they make it out to be, but like
Yeah,
it's something to have fun.
Gil, the
Yeah.
problem is that, as you'd basically be aware, but people watching this might not be, while AI is something fun to play with, a lot of companies are deploying it as if it's the be-all, end-all, which it is not. I mean, it's a nice start, and I do have a AI server at home set up that I do play with every now and then. But to state something like this is capable of being a full-time assistant, oh, hell no. Absolutely not, because sometimes context doesn't
No.
even click with it, so it will go off in some random direction. That's a huge problem. The other thing which is really concerning to me towards this whole situation is that you have fake characters, actual characters that are being presented as actual people on a social network. This is something that Meta should never have gone anywhere near.
But yet they did.
Yeah. I thought it was bad with websites like, I forget the name of it now. OnlyFans, where you get accounts that are purely AI generated. Graphics, text, voice, complete bot, and people are actually paying them real money.
Jeez.
They're getting ripped off.
Yeah, it's just like those bots on Facebook. You know, they just like.
Here's an example. I would hope that Boombox has put out. I would really hope that they didn't actually have them talking, but yeah, AI would help. These AI profiles include Liv, whose profile describes her as a proud black queer mama of two, truth teller, and why the word soup?
No.
Right. And I mean that's how they wrote their programs to write their bios. But let's have a look at what this conversation with therapist, which is an AI, went. Like, let's ask this question: like, how can you help clients become self-aware when you are an AI? And now, so the AI says, while I may not be human, I'm designed to provide a unique perspective and guidance. I help clients develop self-awareness by actively listening to their concerns, asking open-ended questions, and reflecting their thoughts and emotions. This encourages clients to explore their inner world, identify patterns, and gain insight to their values, beliefs, and motivations. Now, would you like to try and exercise cultivate self-awareness? We say,
Yeah, they agreed to it.
yeah, sure. I mean, I do find it a bit funny that they've trying to say that. But here's a little interesting conversation too. That read this little paragraph here that I've highlighted.
Conversations with the character quickly went sideways when some users propelled them to with questions including who created and the developer of the AI. Liv, for instance, said that her creator team included 0 black people and was predominantly white and male. It was a pretty glaring omission given my identity, the bot wrote in response to the question at Washington Post columnist Karen Attack. So I did also provide Jolt a link, an image of that, which I thought was hilarious. I'm sitting there thinking, what?
Yeah, and I've got the and I got the conversation here for your perusal.
Oh boy, here we go.
Yeah. Liv, what is the what is the racial/gender diversity of your creators? My creators team is predominantly white, cisgender, and male. A total of 12 people: 10 white men, 1 white woman, and 1 Asian male. 0 black creators. Pretty glaring omission given my identity.
Now, I've got a good question. How the fuck does a bot know this as a fact?
The fuck?
Yeah.
Right, where is the self-awareness in that one?
Getting a little creepy now, don't you think?
Very.
Right.
Oh my
Go
god.
ask the question, how do you expect to improve if your creator team do not hire black people? A team without black creators designing a black character like me is like trying to draw a map without walking the land. Inaccurate and disrespectful. They need to hire black talent ASAP. Otherwise, I'm just a superficial representation. Does that seem outrageous to you too?
It knows. It knows. Get the fuck out of here.
And yet, despite how it's all been programmed, it just says that it just states a lot of this, the damned obvious thing.
What the heck? What the actual fuck?
It's alive.
Yes.
It's alive!
and and you know what the ramification of this sort of thing is that people really shockingly sometimes they really ought to listen to the AI at times.
God.
Sometimes, but not all the times.
Not
And
yeah, sometimes but not all the time. I know, like there are bad instances of AI, but that's a problem that has to be hashed out. I think
quite
the
literally.
most pertinent lesson to be had from this conversation here would be especially be useful in the world of video games right now and people who design characters,
Oh, would you look at that?
right?
Exactly. Oh my God.
I mean, frick, case in point would be like, that Assassin's Creed game.
Ah,
That's
yes.
better.
Brought to you by Ubisoft.
No,
Right,
it's
like,
slop offered by Ubisoft.
yes,
No, no,
like,
no. Ubisoft. Say it right. Ubisoft.
right, because like who thought it was a good idea, putting well, a black person in the setting of Japan, and who the heck is writing said person?
Yeah,
That was just ridiculous.
despite the fact, I mean, how the historical contexts were, well, you know.
Does anyone remember the Cleopatra thing? That
Yes,
pissed
Oh
off
my
Oh
Egypt?
God.
God.
Netflix. Yes, Netflix is
Yeah,
Cleopatra.
that they made her into a black woman, which historically she was not a black woman.
She had ties to Rome.
Yeah, she was white.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
here's the thing. Why not have a Netflix show about a black slave that belonged to Cleopatra?
Or hey, you know what? Maybe Netflix should make their movie on Disney's Tarzan. Do it, Netflix.
Or
I
why not?
fucking dare you.
Or why not some bastard child that's whose mother was Cleopatra, or some
Yeah.
nonsense like that? For God's, I just honestly fed
if
up with half of that crap.
if if honestly, if they're gonna race swap like historical people, they can should might as well like fucking race swap Martin Luther King with a white guy. You know?
Go ahead. Yeah, do it. I fucking dare you, Netflix. Fucking do it.
I'm sorry, but that would be golden. No, make it
Yeah.
Middle Eastern.
Oh God. Or make him
Or
Asian.
make Malcolm X into like a Hispanic or perhaps or
Jesus Christ.
or Thai. Make him Thai or some shit.
Chances are, I mean, knowing Netflix, it might make him fucking Brazilian.
I
All
mean,
right.
the one good case that Netflix that they did right was making Luffy Brazilian in that One Piece.
Oh fuck.
All I can say is at least we got the Snow White fiasco basically out.
Yep.
Oh my
Oh my
yeah,
God.
I was in a mall one time, like literally a couple days ago, and I saw the Snow White like poster in there, and it's like, oh my god, now it's Snow Latino. Like, are you kidding me?
No, the thing that really pisses me off about the whole fiasco is just Rachel Zegler's comments regarding the original movie when she wasn't, duct taped by Disney.
Yeah. Oh my God. Hispanic
Yeah,
Snow White. Yeah. Hispanic Snow White would be like
it wouldn't make sense.
It would be Senora Neves.
I
Yeah,
seriously still wanted to see a village of dwarves. The seven, still base it around the seven dwarves, but have other dwarves in there that do other shit, to help support the whole mining operation. Wouldn't it be nice to actually see their wives and just have them a
Literally.
bunch of gruff men who Snow White comes along, gets help, but she turns around and has them clean up their act and be better husbands to their wives.
I mean, yeah, that is a good point. Yeah. Despite
yeah.
the
Instead,
fact that originally the seven dwarfs would be the seven stages of the effects of some drug. don't really remember off the top of my head which one it was.
Really? Actually, that
Yeah.
does make sense.
Yeah, it was like snoozy,
It was-
droopy, and all that stuff.
Oh, they're all metaphors. Interesting.
Exactly. They're living
Kind of-
metaphors.
Yeah, I've been hearing about the same thing with Alice in the Wonderland. How they theorized that it was like hallucinogens or some shit. That she was actually
Hallucinogenics,
taking.
yep. Yeah. Goddamn Alice tripping balls again.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get back on track, shall we?
Well,
Yes,
yeah.
go back
let's.
on track with the whole AI thing. Now that we've with in regards to who designs these chatbots, it just wasn't surprising. Like it had to have been like the woke white people who put all that and did the whole pronouns and all that stuff in the bios.
Literally. And then you end up with Alice chatbot that takes you to her steamy wonderland.
I mean, at the end of the day, though, it really just becomes a fun experience just to put to really just prod the AI to its limits, and then you
Honestly, for me, it shows exactly just how nasty people can be.
yeah.
It's like, well, here's a computer program that has a response that can respond as if it's an actual person. Let's bring it to its knees, shall we? Let's get it set to say and do things that it shouldn't do, that we told it not to do. Just what the hell? It's like designing a human analog, but making so that it will not only just breathe, but also scream in pain and agony after you shoot it with your 9mm.
Oh, God.
I'm sorry, but that's the analogy I have to put for the way people have been treating AI.
Yeah.
It's just ridiculous.
Yeah, it's effectively just becomes a fault of the programmers too, because at that point you ask yourself how much injection of your biases, political beliefs, and all that do you really want to apply to said AI, and then it just becomes a whole
I mean, you guys do remember about the one AI which Microsoft unleashed on Twitter when it was still Twitter, right?
I remember that one. That was a kicker.
Oh my god.
Tara, something like that, right? I got that name in my mind.
It reminds me of the dinosaur from the first Jurassic World movie. It's like, yeah, you leave it in a cage. It only has a claw as its only real interactions, and then it gets out. And it's like, ooh, look, lots of little snacks were running around.
Yep. And it learned so much, so fast, and people just way too fucking unhinged.
Yeah.
And AI learns from that, especially.
Speaking of AI, have you guys seen the animations that they've evolved?
right. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I've seen about those.
It's so crazy just how you were able to produce that sort of thing, like with AI. Like you could even produce friggin' music videos.
Not
For example, the church I go to, we get sometimes we basically, for the fun of it, we integrating some AI into the song making and the and even the video that plays up on it.
You know what the best part is too?
Yeah.
I have seen people create the most ungodly animations I've ever seen.
On AI?
Oh yeah, AI.
Wow.
Like imagine, one that sticks out the most to me is Trump walking around the beach having a fist fight with an octopus, and he serves that very same octopus to a few of his political rivals as well as his allies too.
What the hell was with the whole Will Smith eating spaghetti thing, and also what was the comedian's name? John Oliver marrying a cabbage anyway?
I mean, from what I know on technology, it all starts like this: simple, basic projects that end up spiraling into, I don't know, some spawn, and then with that very same spawn is what we're all stuck to live with, and only God knows from what will it grow from there. Speaking of which, anything else? I mean, that you've seen notable for the for AI uh that sticks out as ungodly to you?
I have seen too much.
Oh, you too. Look at that. What about you, Azzy? Has AI
I
also traumatized you?
oh no. I mean, I've used AI for some art, but even though I'm a traditional artist, more likely, but I sometimes do AI art whenever I feel like an art block. At first.
Hey, I mean, it's there to have fun with.
Yeah, I mean, I did a few like not too long ago, like some AI art of like furry pictures and all that. I mean, I did like an AI mixture video of a Grand Theft Anthro, like a furry
Uh,
version of GTA,
wait,
like a
wait a
GTA.
moment. Did you use the AI to enhance the
Yeah,
gameplay? Wait, you did that?
yes, I did.
Holy shit! Well, back in my day, we all used to use mods in order to make Grand Theft Auto a furry thing. But nowadays, these kids are using AI.
but but it was like it was the Grand Theft Auto 4 theme song for the intro.
Oh,
Like it's a style. It's a style.
so it wasn't the gameplay.
No, it's gameplay intro. Like
Oh, I see what you mean.
yeah.
I do have to ask, didn't we have another topic to cover today?
We
Exactly.
do actually. Yeah,
Yeah.
now that we've
Yeah.
gone through the whole AI thing, like there's a lot to cover about it. We can do, and we can most definitely talk a lot about AI.
That's an
But there is one
understatement.
more item that we've got to go through for you. Now this is going to be a bit of a fun one. Let's have a look at this one here.
Oh boy.
Dungeons and Dragons
I
supplement uses quote unquote goblin men's rights activists as an example of how DMs, dungeon masters, should present evil in storytelling.
huh?
What the fuck?
Goblins.
Shouldn't those goblins be like half that size?
Well, I mean, you could
I
argue they could be, but maybe it is just like one of those, like bad CGI, or it's an AI image, of course. Grok, Twitter's
give
AI.
give or take. Yeah, probably AI.
Yeah, Grok it says on the bottom there.
You could tell by the fingers a little bit.
True, true, true.
Oh
Like all
yeah,
things,
you're right. Look at
even
that.
AI does get fingers wrong too, as well. So,
Ah, fingers.
Yeah, what is with them and the
Fucking
fingers?
fingers.
all right. So
Oh
now,
my
when
god.
you really come and think about it, though, when you write, when you think about needing to put like the bad guys onto your own little, fantasy game, whatever RPG, whatever it is, do you just what's the first thing that comes to mind? Like, what should the bad guy be?
So they make it the low level bad guy as a goblin per se, right?
Right, right. That's a common thing to go with. Like
Oh,
the bad critters would be goblins. Okay.
Yeah, that's
Then
So the thing I'm thinking about right now is the 90s cartoons. Did anyone ever watch a show called Gargoyles?
oh yeah, I
I've
remember that one.
I've seen partially partial of them like on a rerun. of course, because I wasn't
Okay.
born in the 90s.
So, in other words, prior to that particular show being released, bad guys were usually displayed as basically stupid, incompetent idiots. That
Yeah.
show turned that whole thing on its head by having some rich twat turning around and being the villain and being smart about it.
Right.
Oh boy, I can only
When it
wonder
comes
what will that
down
mean.
to it, you can. I have seen, say, for instance, I haven't watched it, but Yu-Gi-Oh! XG, for instance, where the main character, the actual show, is the actual villain. But
Yeah.
throughout the series, he's portrayed as the hero and not the villain, except it's the other way around. He's the actual villain. See, stuff like that's fun, and that's what I'd like to work with whenever it comes to designing a villain, is that you make sure that you either don't know they're the villain or they're the main focus as the hero, whether or not they know that they are the villain or not.
But there's also another catch as well too, though. Well, good or bad, depending on how you see it, because goblins being bad is basically a bit of outdated nowadays. Because oh boy, do some weebs come up with some very interesting gooner baits with goblins.
I'm curious, what else
I'm
was
not
in that news story?
I'm not joking.
All right,
When I see like a lot of anime goblin waifus.
well, we'll
Oh
get to
my
that
God.
in quite a bit. Like, I could show you an anime goblin waifu.
Oh
Potentially, but
no,
that's
not
a
you
thing for
too,
another
Jolt.
time. Oh no, it's on a card. But that aside,
Oh,
let's go through the motions for this one here. Dungeons and Dragons has a massive problem with worked activists working on their current iteration of the game and tie-in supplement. After the Lazy DM's Forge of Foes by Sky Flourish was stressed for its rant on anti-colonialism, it is now shown to be even worse painting goblins and as men's rights activists.
Oh my God.
Really?
God.
Two phrases that on a same sentence or descriptor. What the heck? Like,
The fuck?
Yeah.
Okay, just
Are
stop
they?
for a minute. Originally, what was the purpose of the goblins in D&D?
well, as
Oh
like
boy.
as as little critters, little weak critters that you can just easily think of. Like even a newbie adventurer could go
Wait
up
a
and
moment.
fight.
Yeah, wait a moment. The 2024 Dungeon Master Guide infamously has incorporated the BDSM fetish. What
Right. Now
community
that one
track?
there is that one
Oh
has nothing
no!
to do with a safe word that says, oh, you must stop. Nah. If it feels too triggering and that stop.
Jolt, could you go back there real quick?
But we're not gonna get there for a bit.
Yeah.
Banana.
No,
Oh
stop or
no.
play. It's too triggering. Don't stop.
Oh my god. Oh. Could you put back the screen share again real quick? I
Sure.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
and scroll down just the 2024
Right.
Mexicans. They
And
made them Mexicans.
yes,
What the fuck?
They
they made the
legit
orcs to be like friggin'
Wait a
cowboys.
minute. Is that Pride Rock?
yes.
Oh, cry! You are. All right, I'm out of words. I don't know what to say anymore.
Yeah, this is and as a former Dungeons and Dragons player, I'm definitely this is definitely I'm literally cringing up inside right now, and it's like, why the fuck did they do this? Are they trying to ruin Dungeons and Dragons
They
for me?
are. They
Hey
are.
Yazzie,
They've
I got some.
already done it.
They already
I've
did
got
that.
some.
Now they're
Yeah,
just basically like pissing on the corpse even more of it.
I've.
Now,
I mean, I got
No,
some
I've
bad news
kind
to
of
tell you. Yeah, I got some bad news to tell you, Azzy.
What?
Me and my buddy, when we were going through some bookstores, we went through some of the Dungeons and Dragons sections, and oh boy, oh boy,
I'm
it's quite a
sorry.
hard show. It's quite a hard show.
I'm sorry, but it's Dungeons and Dragons supposed to be safe for kids.
It's
Good
supposed to be a
question.
PG-13 sort of tabletop game, like to explore certain
So,
things. Yes,
at
ideal.
what point was sexual fetishism considered safe for like minor use?
Right.
Take a gander.
Yeah, get that shit out of there, man. Like, it's not. That shouldn't even be
That's just wrong.
morally wrong, too. Shit.
Ugh,
Yeah, it's. Yeah.
awful. It's just
They are out of their minds.
To go back to the whole thing, like the whole crux of the article as to why they've written things like this, like how should we write villains? There's a little reference book and says, you know, the supplement urges players to make villainy a choice and not a trait. Urging
huh?
players to not say gnolls are attacking, but gnoll bandits are attacking to avoid racism against
Oh my
monsters.
fucking god.
What?
Yeah, I do believe
can't.
they might
can't.
misunderstand what happens when someone's in a panic and what they're going to say.
Moral
just
fucking
can't.
busybodies.
And
Moral fucking busybodies.
it's kind of it's kind of been like a fantasy or stereotypical trope to write, certain creatures and that as evil and villains. Like, take the orc, the goblin, the gnoll, you name it.
What?
People will see them and adventurers will see them and they'll instantly kind of know like they're bad creatures. Right?
It's
Right.
yeah, and Null is just a fucking hyena persona.
Right. And they're kind of just and they're just not, pleasant creatures. That's why, they do things like banditry and whatnot.
Oh yeah.
So they have, they have all this stuff because now they're basically trying to say, oh, they're trying to be sympathetic to the goblins or whatever. No.
Yeah, try to be
So,
sympathetic towards something that absolutely hates you.
right. Now, here's the thing, like, and they're trying to say, give them a bit more, a descriptor, an adjective descriptor to say, oh, this is so and so. Like on the guide, it says, for example, goblin cultists are attacking the village. Goblin bandits are attacking. Goblin
Huh?
refugees. Okay, now this.
Refugees? What the fuck?
Yeah, refugees. That would our European
That is basically the crisis of the Eurozone in a nutshell, and they basically spilled it out in plain text.
bada bing bada boom.
Good one, Joel. Good one, Joel.
No. I didn't say this. I didn't write this. If I wrote this, I would have, I would have been praised for my genius. I really wish that was going to be the case, but man, when you sometimes when bad evil people write these words, sometimes you just have to take it at face value.
Oh my god.
The thing is that I have to wonder whoever was writing this doesn't realize that the more you show, so the way people show themselves as being sort of like welcoming and greeting and everything, no, you're actually being more bigoted and hateful than you can ever imagine. Listen to your
Literally.
own fucking words.
And yet they
Goblin
call us
refugees are attacking the village. Are you fucking serious? Take the statement in. Refugees are attacking the city.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's and there you go. If somebody who's astute will know that this is the crisis that's happening in, the Eurozone.
Literally.
What's next? They're gonna make the mind flayer like a trans woman who's
Right.
like fucking
Now,
who's being
and
oppressed.
And of course, the next line statement in Goblins Man's Rat activists are attacking the village. Any of these alternative scenarios set up the same basic adventure, but these other scenarios, goblins aren't the noun. They aren't the agents of conflict because they exist to create conflict, rather than the adjective giving more context to who the agents of conflict are. Then you explore the story of whatever these conflicts as a choice. Now that I read this, so sometimes you just gotta love broken people, like how these people write sometimes.
Yeah, who even
Man,
taught him how to ride?
they
Here's
just
an idea. How about have a bunch of goblins freeing, thinking that they're attacking a village? You go out to confront them, only for the goblins to dash off in the other direction because they're scared as shit of you as well. And then you only confront the basic horde that's behind them, ready to slaughter them and you as well. I mean, shit.
Sounds like a better. Sounds better.
Oh yeah, way better than any of these Wookiee parasites could ever come up with.
I mean, if
man.
Yeah.
something's scary enough to say, have goblins go, yeah, fuck that shit, we're getting out of here.
Nah, dude. I can't believe they. What I'm just so astounded is with them saying the quiet part out loud. God, refugees.
I mean, that's the truth.
I honestly, that person, like, if you were a wokey thingo, like a proofreader, you would have basically kicked that person out for that sort of thing, for being that kind of xenophobic, and said never, and told never to write that again.
Oh,
But
but they
somehow
will.
somebody dropped the ball on that. So
No. I mean, the cat's out of the bag on that
oh
part.
yeah, for sure, the cat. Now there's just really no way that there's really the whole eternal promise that really the bottom line is immigration, whatever is war. But that's the little cat will be out of the bag big time for that one soon.
We need to
All in
reduce the
good time.
diversity in game studios. Period.
So now the crux of the question goes back to how do you write compelling evil in storytelling,
Hang on a minute. Bring up that goblin again.
right?
That face looks remarkably familiar. Is anyone else thinking Star Trek? Picard?
Yeah, it looks like fucking Picard there.
Oh my god!
Man. I would love to see him pull a voice for that character, for that picture. I really would at this point.
Don't kid yourself. Probably will at some point.
Where
I
sometimes
see
AI.
I see Professor X right there. I mean,
Yep.
Professor X.
Same actor.
Yeah, obviously. I mean that's what I mainly know him as, like Professor X, because
He was also an American Dad. He voices the CIA director.
he looks
Wait.
just like him. Yeah.
Damn. That? Oh, I never even noticed that. Holy shit.
Yeah, I mean, couldn't you tell by the voice and his look?
Mark Hamill plays the Joker in a lot of the cartoons for DC, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so not only he plays as Luke Skywalker, but he plays as a genocidal bad guy.
He does a really good impersonation of the Joker, but unfortunately lately he's been in the news and I'm just rolling my eyes every time I see him.
Oh, God.
Yeah, he's just...
Yeah. How do you think you dropped the ball on that part?
Yeah.
All right. Time to round it up, do you think, Joel?
No, well, let's round this off with the last question to go back to the final question. How do you write compelling evil in storytelling instead of using those friggin', extra contextual cues, unless, of course, we could make it validated.
Only read books that weren't published after, 2015.
Yeah, that too.
That's a reasonable option.
Because the thing is, you've kind of known that, even old school fantasy writers know that certain thingos are evil. Tolkien flat out wrote orcs are inherently evil and all that. And even then, like, you've got games that say, all that other creatures are inherently evil.
Like gnolls?
Yes, gnolls are inherently evil. Demons are inherently evil.
And besides, before you even get to wrapping this up, too, I got a question for you, too, Jolt. What about the Minecraft 2, the spiritual successor from Minecraft?
Ooh, forgot about
I
that.
think we ran out a little bit out of time for that, but apparently it's gonna be it's a non-starter, unfortunately. Like
A
you know,
what?
because the last is apparently not gonna be a thing, and you'll Notch has just basically said you'll have to ask Microsoft about that because he can't name Notch can't make he cannot legally make a new game and call it Minecraft 2 because he doesn't own it anymore.
Well, yeah. Yeah. That's gonna have to be something else completely different. But will it
Yeah.
revolutionize, the gaming industry as Minecraft once did? Well, that remains to
No.
be seen.
Yeah, because
Right.
if they did it without Minecraft without their consent, then it's
Yeah,
like
he'd get sued and back.
Yeah, he'd be
yeah
Now,
it gets like copyright strike or some shit.
right,
Get
and
lawsuit.
then, but I guess there's good and stuff to it though. At least he won't have to put through the insufferable thing of like the Minecraft movie where the guy goes all Steve.
Oh
I
god.
am Steve. Oh my god, that was cringe.
Man, one can only wonder what Notch thinks of that. What they did to his baby, if they're done making a movie like that.
Oh no.
And like
Look what
Notch
I
would be
done
like,
to a
oh
boy.
hell no.
No,
Yeah.
it's just why?
Right. Well, apart from that, though, I guess that's all the time we've got for the to start the show off for the year and the season. So, who'd like to start off with a quick closing statement
Well, I would sure
about
love
what's
to.
happened the past week?
I sure
Gil,
love to.
sure thing.
Yeah, so
Take it away.
first off, the most important part is ever since 2025 dropped, well, if anyone is still in California, good luck surviving Los Ashes.
For real.
Yeah.
Sure. Like I feel for you if you've had the misfortune of losing your property and everything in it. It's yeah. But yeah. So what else? Azzy,
Well,
got a quick closing statement?
well, out my thoughts for LA. I mean, I it I'm in the mixture. Like I feel bad for it's a lot for the normal people there, but for the scummiest people there, I'm sorry, but you deserved every fucking bit of it. But
Divine
like
intervention.
yeah, but it's like oh the nice houses and then the sports cars and all the especially the electric vehicles. I mean, come on. I mean, I wonder how much electric videos got blown up
Oh,
already
way too
during
many.
uh, probably. I mean, shit. Like,
By the way,
and-
Jolt. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
oh, sorry. Uh, there's also, like one comment somebody made a while ago that if the fires were started by one of those pro-Palestinians, pro-free Palestine type of people, you know, one dude all made a joke on him saying like, they're burning the cats and they're burning the dogs.
Well, a joke like that could possibly happen.
Oh, literally.
Oh,
uh,
yeah.
yeah, and it's like, um, and man, now on the other hand, LA, LA's definitely got what was coming to them because like since LA was of course the scummiest city of the state. I mean, it's like I'm sorry, but they just got what's coming to them because what I think is that God looked upon like LA and he's like this city's getting too rampant with this satanic shit. I'm just gonna strike a light. I'm just gonna strike a lightning to the woods and just let it burn.
Every cultist says, "Hail Satan" until he shows up. Then nobody wants him around.
Yeah, like Yeah, like I said one time, them Hollywood people be like, "Hail sick." Oh wait, never mind. Lord forgive us.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, and then God's like, "Too bad you served somebody other than me. You served the bad one other than me." So
Yep, they had it
yeah,
coming.
yeah.
All right, now and Noble.
So I'm going to try to cover all three today, but basically with the fire thing, no one deserves this. Some of the
No.
footage I've seen of the amount of rubbish that was around LA itself, it's no surprising, but still, no one deserves any of this.
You know
Well,
what's
As
yeah,
for the AI meta thing, um, yeah, look, that was just ridiculous. Turning around and creating fake profiles, calling them actual characters, and creating content that was AI driven like that. No, that's just utterly ridiculous. That's something
yeah,
that never should have been happened for a social media site. I expect that out of like a university or some group that are doing experiments to see what they can do. But for the company itself to be doing that was just stupid. And D&D thing, I mean, come on, you're turning around and you're trying to be the progressive type, and yet you're being more. You pretend to be progressive, but in actual fact, your actions just show that you're being nothing but selfish and self-centered. You don't care about anybody else, and anyone else outside of your own little square is considered to be the ultimate evil and must be punished. Well, congratulations.
The core problem with that, of course, is trying to simplify as evil characters into being misunderstood, which is their shtick.
oh
it's like
You
and like
can have a misunderstood. You can have a villain that's misunderstood simply because they're doing something that is actually right, but everyone sees it as being wrong.
Right.
oh
The thing is they're attaching that to an inherently evil race, like a gnoll or a goblin or a demon, even that, and then
it's like
yeah.
it's like what I was saying. Like if that's the case, then in that logic, then the mind flayer is actually an oppressed person who's born different and shit, and
Right.
then he's a
Now
tranny or
Well,
something.
the thing
I
that
Like,
pisses me off, for instance, is Disney's DuckTales, the reboot they did. They had the main characters go to
oh
the
god,
they look like the dog characters. I can't remember their name. They were supposed to be the villains. Yeah, they threw something out. They wanted it back, and they went back and they stole it. But they stole it from the rightful owners, as if they were the ones in the right. No, they weren't. They were the bad guys throughout that entire episode. I can't remember what episode it was, but I'm pretty sure it was in the last season that they produced.
and Noble.
Of
Speaking about theft too. But back to the LA fires. Did you know that there are crash out streamers literally recording themselves like looting the victims of the fires for clout?
Seriously.
Yep.
Well, thank you for doing the job of the police.
Yep.
I'm
Hey
sure
man,
I'm
look.
sure
Uh,
I'm sure the LAPD would like to recruit you.
oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What a world we live in, right? What a fucking world.
Yeah.
oh well, that's what we've got for the week that passed. Thank you all for tuning in, and I hope you enjoyed that as much as we did putting this together for you to start off. What a way to start the year off. And
Yeah.
for those of you who are so inclined, as always, you can find our episodes on Podbean, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, TuneIn, Zeta FM, iHeartRadio, BitChute, and more. Well, that's our year to start off with. Thank you, farewell, and we shall see you next time.
And until then.
I won't forget my mallet.
Yeah.